Hey, this is Notser, and we're in the Tier 7 U.S. Battleship Colorado. She has 8 406mm guns, 16 secondary guns, 75 AA guns, a surface detect of 14 kilometers, top speed, 21 knots, total health 50,100. For my modules, reduce crit chance on main battery, increase main battery range, reduce the chance of flood and fire, faster rate of shift. For my commander, situation awareness, basic survivability, basic firing training, faster turret, traverse, superintendent, advanced firing training, and concealment. We are on the map North, and it has been a while since I played in the Colorado, shared any video whatsoever. I've basically learned how to play since then with my aiming, and you can take advantage of really big guns. Now we see an enemy Congo, and I didn't want to squeeze the Texas too close to the island, but I did want to have all 4 gun turrets on the Congo, and we do very little damage considering we invested that amount of guns. He fires on us, sets us on fire. It's only one fire. You know my rule at this point. I'm gonna let it burn. He can get me again. Maybe there's something else out there that can get me again. I try to fire again with AP, and we do even worse than we did with our first salvo. 1,000 points of damage. The dispersion is what saved us. Otherwise, the aim would have netted us absolutely 0 damage. So we need to step it up. We are the top tier in this match, and we're not landing these shots like we need to. Interesting, an enemy Schuss. Well, we're going to lead ahead of his ship. We just barely cleared the island, and I feel pretty good about this shot. I don't think he expects this. He hasn't maneuvered at all, and oh yes, it's pretty good. Only 2 shells make contact, but they do 24,000 points of damage. And he will not have any interest in being close ever again this entire match. There's just no way. He's gonna die if he's too close to the fight, so he's probably gonna pull back, maybe even hold his fire, and just disappear for a while. Now, the Colorado, why have I not been playing it since, oh man, what, August? September? It's been a while. Why haven't I played this ship since then? Well, it's bad. Well, it was bad. It was really bad. It was one of the worst experiences of my World of Warships leveling career. Now, people were talking crap about the Izmo. That's nothing. Izmo has great guns, huge guns, and that can overpin a lot of armor. This is 20 knots, and you're running into tiers 8 and 9, who go 30 knots plus, really fast battleships. You can't keep up. You can't push the flank with your team. Everyone is fast. You have Soviet destroyers that are reaching 40 knots easily, and they're just hounding you. So it's a process playing the Colorado. But if you get in a matchup where you're top tier, it doesn't really matter. You should find success. My 406mm guns are absolutely massive compared to anyone I'm fighting right now. So the penetration's going to be a lot. The damage when we penetrate is exceptionally high. And we run into an enemy Farragut who has taken out a friendly cruiser. I could possibly engage the Kirov, but I don't want to do that. I would have rather assist in the destruction of the Farragut. Friendlies take out 2 ships, maybe 1 big battleship on the western flank. We engage the Farragut, and we will land okay damage. Considering the few amount of guns we have, we're doing pretty good. And I'm just going to try and continue this process. And is it enough to kill him? Yes, it is. Ooh, that was clutch right there. Taking out a destroyer in a battleship with 1 set of guns is really, really amazing. It feels great. I'm not saying I'm amazing. Getting enough dispersion to land on the ship is amazing. You need that to protect yourself. Now, we're going to continue to assist and try to take out these enemies, and he sent out, oh nice, 1 shell, 4,000 points of damage. But we avoid the torpedoes that the Farragut inevitably sent, and you noticed, Cyclone warning. I think this is the first match on North in 0.5.5 that I have shared with the Cyclone. It might even be the first North match. I can't remember. It's such a blur. It really is such a blur. We make so many videos all the time. I don't remember if I shared that video or I didn't share that video. I know I've played on this before, and the general idea is that the weather pattern is going to deny you and everyone on your team and the enemy team vision. You cannot see reported health of a target that's 10 kilometers away. That's just outside of your range of operation. You notice there's a enemy cruiser that is all the way in the northwest side of the map. That's how an enemy will appear outside of that 8-kilometer range. You feel like you're fighting with your eyes blindfolded. It is really awkward. You don't know where players are. You don't know where they're going. You just have to assume that you're going to run into them. Otherwise, you could play out the entire match without running into another player. Thankfully, there's a lot of enemy ships and friendly ships left, so there's plenty of areas of the map that you can go. But just look at the vision pizza slice. It's shrunk down to just in front of me. And it's an enemy, Kirov. He is maintaining a very neutral angle. He wants to get close and use his torpedoes, and I would really prefer that he not get close and use his torpedoes. Every enemy ship is visible, but I have no reported information. That's how it works in this particular map. So I decide, okay, we got to get really accurate, and oh, the first shot's really accurate. Citadel him. Second Citadel we wall. That was easy. Notser, what were you worried about? You were easily going to kill that guy. Yeah, that doesn't happen all the time. The dispersion really worked out in my favor there, where it went right into the bow and citadeled his ship. We only needed 2 shells to kill him outright. I bet you he's like, man, that guy is so lucky. And yeah, I felt lucky. But look, everyone's gone. The last reported areas of the map that had an enemy, that 7-8 line, it looked like 3 were going up against a destroyer, and of course our destroyer lost out. There was an enemy destroyer and I believe a cruiser on the western flank. And that's the 5 enemy ships. So I was like, hey, there might be enemies inbound to our base. Anytime the Cyclone's going on, you sort of want to go for an objective because you can't really know where the enemy's going to be. I have yet to play out this map where I've outlasted the Cyclone. I think it lasts until the end of the match. And the only issue I have with the Cyclone is that you need a place like a King of the Hill style that everyone goes to make the short range feel like it's tense, it's scary. So I felt like, you know, if I go here, maybe they're going to predict that I was headed towards their base and they're going to defend it. And sure enough, an enemy cruiser comes back and all my information is completely void. There's just not enough whenever the storm is going on, but if we catch sight of them, we can now tell the team, hey, there's a Cleveland over here. Maybe they've come back. So anytime during the Cyclone, I actually type out what I see. Remember, they don't see the health of the ship. All they know is there's something over there. I have to tell them what it is. And this Cleveland is rocking the New Year's camo. Okay, 7K, not bad. No Citadel, but 7K is still good enough. He sets us on fire, of course, with the first shot. Oh, great. The Congo's here, too, and I'm showing a perfect broadside to him. Well, we gotta get the Cleveland dead quickly. And I'm hoping that he will soften his angle just a little bit more. He gets 2 fires. The Congo. I think the Congo is using HE. The Cleveland's pretty soft. He recognizes, he turns away, but the salvo should be doing, yeah, significant damage. 9,300 points of damage, which is great. I believe in one of my videos I said like 88,000 points of damage. That happens all the time, guys. I will say a huge number and laugh about it, and sometimes I don't catch it. I'm sorry. But the Cleveland's gone. He's actually gone. He might just be 500 meters outside of the vision range, but I can no longer see him to engage him. So obviously, I'm going to go after the Congo. And we only get 1 shell to disperse into the bow. It does do 4,000 points of damage, which is good. This should be a little bit better. Well, not really. 3 shells for 5,600. Yeah, that's not better, Notser. But we did get Confederate. So we have attacked 4 targets for at least 20% or 30% or whatever, but he's making a mistake. He's showing his full side in order to use his guns, and I'm still reporting the Cleveland was very low. We get a perfect broadside, and we have to deliver. No Citadel, 9,400. The front guns are ready to go, well, very nearly. Fire again. Come on, give me a Citadel. Oh, gosh, that's good damage. 13,000 points of damage. We've done 22,000 points of damage in one set. Yeah, you can't afford to show too much of your side, and he's just showing too much of his side. It's just a mistake. There's something blindly firing in the background, and that really is what it is, blindly firing. They don't get any accuracy, but oh, there's the Citadel. 15,000 points of damage, high caliber. The Cleveland's back. He probably felt guilty. He's like, oh, I'll help you, man. Well, guess what? You're all alone, and nobody's here to help you. Oh, actually, there is someone here to help you. I'm here to help you to the next game. See you later, Cleveland. Maybe next time. And there's only 2 enemy ships left. This has worked pretty good. Go to the enemy base, force them to come to me, and have the top tier guns to penetrate and do massive damage. It's that easy. North is that easy. What's everyone complaining about? Oh, I don't really like... Yeah, it's not that easy, obviously. I've got a couple games where I just get completely wrecked. This honestly helps out battleships the most, because at 7 kilometers, they could basically go toe-to-toe with anything as long as they have decent angling. And if they can hit their shots, they can take out those destroyers. There's only a couple destroyers that you're honestly going to run into with better detectability within the 7 or 8 kilometer range. So even then, you'll be like, there's a destroyer. That's the only target that could possibly see me. Now, there are 2 enemy ships left. The west is completely gone. I felt like they could be coming back to their base, and I had to be ready. One of them is an enemy destroyer, which is very scary. Now, he doesn't know exactly where I am. I'm somewhere in his base. That's all he knows. I'm just trying to get in position where I can fire on him and take him out without taking torpedoes or too many torpedoes. But I think it looks like it's a Soviet destroyer through the icon. Oh, friendly is able to see him. You see him on the map? We're half a kilometer outside of detecting him. Just letting everyone know my feelings on this. I feel like if it was King of the Hill, you know, that massive circle where everyone was fighting, going towards each other, I think it would be fantastic. It's a man. It would be fantastic because it would just be insane. You would see ships just outside of your range trying to fire. And we engage the Mayhem, get insane dispersion on one of the front guns. Does 5,000 points of damage. Friendly follows up, and oh, look at what we've got here. We have an enemy Nuremberg, the final enemy ship, and I'm showing a perfect broadside, so his AP is going to do massive damage. And it is massive damage, battleships. You need to have good angling against those German cruisers because they, more than anyone else, are going to use that AP over any shell type. So we try and fire on the Nuremberg, and we get a Citadel with the first shot. 13,000 points of damage. He has great angling now. I'm trying to maintain good angling. You see how much we absorbed with that shot. We only took 1,500. It's much better to have good angling, but he is doing a ton of damage in a short amount of time. We've got to get him dead. And it looks like he's not paying attention. Oh, is that gonna... Wow. Straddles the target. That would have been the ender right there, but he's not paying attention. He's pulled a Notser, and we let him because... I don't know. I didn't think he'd pull a Notser. We got to reload. He's at 6k. Friendly Murmansk could definitely finish him off. And the Nuremberg decides, you know what? I'm not going to fire out the battleship. I'm going to try and take out the cruiser who has low health. Makes sense. But now we are reloaded. And for whatever dispersed into the water, that was just terrible. Everything was short. Ooh, he's critting me. We got to get him dead. Leave me alone. And the final shot is a Citadel. We earned Kraken Unleashed. And in the Colorado? Yes, we earned Fireproof, Devastating Strike, Confederate, Dreadnought, Kraken Unleashed, High Caliber, 5 kills, 7 Citadels, 2,603 base XP. Just a super carry, but we were top tier. We needed to carry, and that's exactly what we did. we did around 158,000 points of damage in 16 minutes. I was very happy about that performance in the Colorado. We have better aim since our previous Colorado game, and we can take advantage of that big caliber gun. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.